Hi there, and welcome to Behind the Yellow Door at Two Friends. This week, we're on the quest to find the perfect old-fashioned. I've just been reintroduced to bourbon, and old-fashions are number one on my list. So, while we were at market just recently, I found everything that had to do with making the perfect old-fashioned, and I thought I would share some of the things that I found with you guys tonight. One of the first things that I found in one of the showrooms, this is called a whiskey element. It has laser cut little tines in it, much like a comb. It is made out of oak, and it will give you better bourbon in 24 hours. Now, you think, how does that happen? I was a little skeptical myself, but you can buy, if you are not in the market to buy a bottle of this fabulous Woodford, which I just adore, as you can tell, about half of it's already gone. You can buy an inexpensive bottle of bourbon. Simply take this element, slip into the bottle, and let it sit for 24 hours. The element, the piece of oak element, helps remove any of the toxins, which helps with hangovers. It improves the flavor in the aging process. Has better bourbon within 24 to 72 hours, depending on how smooth you would like it to be, just by slipping the element into the bottle of your selected bourbon. You also have, if you're a bourbon drinker and you want to try things other than the old fashions, which we're making today, just got in this fabulous new cocktail book that has all kinds of beautiful recipes and tips and history on bourbon in America, which I think is really, really cool. I've enjoyed looking through this book myself. So now on to making the perfect old-fashioned. I'm going to show you how I like to do it. So the first thing I like to do is taking an orange slice, and I put it down into my container. And I like taking my cherries, which we also just got these fabulous cherries. We just got these fabulous cherries by Bourbon Barrel Foods, which partnered with Woodford Reserve. These cherries have been soaking in bourbon. They are so fantastic. We think these are a definite must-have for your old-fashioned. And then you take and muddle your orange and your cherries in the bottom so that they release the flavors of the two fruits. And then you take anywhere from 2 to 4 ounces of your favorite bourbon. Of course, as I told you, mine is Woodford Reserve, or I have just found another bourbon that I love called Basil Hayden. So if you get a chance to try either of those, I think you would like those as well. Also, we have Woodford Reserve Orange Bitters that we have also at the store. So you take a dropper full and you put in several drops of the bitters. And then we have by Old Forester. It is an old-fashioned syrup. It's much like a simple syrup, and you pour a little bit of that in as well. Then what I like to do is once I have my muddled fruit in the bottom, pour a little bit of ice on top, give it a good stir. So you want to kind of get it good and cold by stirring it like this. I take my lowball glass, and of course, y'all, I love, and I think, one of the things that I love about an old-fashioned are the big ice cubes. So you can do the spheres or the big cubes, much like you see here. And we have the trays to be able to make these at the store as well. So you can see, I've got the tray where I can make the 6 ice cubes, or the spheres here that'll make 2 at a time. And what I do is I just, over 2 or 3 days, make several, put them in a Ziploc bag, so that when I'm ready to have a cocktail, I just simply take it, put the big sphere in the glass, do just one more stir, and then you just simply pour it over your ice cube, such as that. And then I love to garnish with with a strip of orange peel. You'll see real bartenders taking it and rubbing it around the rim like this. But you'll kind of just turn it and squeeze it a little bit because you want some of the essence of the oils from the skin to get into the cocktail. And then I will take another couple of cherries and put in there as well. And voila, you have the perfect old-fashioned that you can make right at home. One of the best parts about doing a cocktail video is getting to taste the cocktails. And I have to say, this is one pretty good old-fashioned. Of course, you know, that big old cube of ice is just so good in there on this hot summer southern afternoon. Hope y'all enjoyed it. I want you to be sure now to stay tuned till the very end because we'll be putting up a code that's very special. You get an extra percentage off of our sale items that are already online. So stay tuned, get the code, and go online and go shopping. Also, remember all the things that we showed you today will be on our website as well. So if you need a good old-fashioned, check it out online, and we look forward to seeing you soon.